Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to week 1 of Liberty Pro Wrestling Week. Liberty Pro Wrestling is a promotion that has all female wrestlers. This is episode
16
of the. Am I wrong, Geek?
Yeah. It was 116, but it's all right.
116 of the, how bad I am today. We got canceled on, but of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I am your host, Joe Panther the Third, and now introducing for the top of Metal and Mountain, all the way down to all 50 states and the globe. It's the Happy Heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside crew? What's going on, internationally known? What's going on, everybody? What's going on, Joe? Joe, we got a special guest today. Very special.
Oh yes. It's the first day of Liberty Pro Wrestling. We were supposed to have a queen. She canceled, but unfortunately. But let's give a war, Dudes at Ringside, welcome to the owner of Liberty Pro Wrestling,
Daryl Bruff.
Daryl Bruff.
Good evening, guys. How are y'all doing?
How's it going, sir? How's it going
Welcome,
today?
sir. Welcome.
I can't complain a bit. Happy to be here. Happy to be alive in my age and my size. So it's a good deal.
Awesome.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if our fans aren't familiar with you, introduce yourself.
Well, I have been a wrestling fan since I was 5 years old. I'm 63 now, so you can do the math there if you want to. That's a long time. I grew up in Union City, Tennessee, home of Coco Beware. We actually went to school together.
Wow.
And attended wrestling every Thursday night there at the local promotion, and become good friends with the promoter even as a kid. And my parents would let me go down and spend the weekend with him a few times a year. And I would go to wherever they had a show, outlaw or house show on Friday or Saturday night, usually Saturday night. And got to know a lot of that. Later on, I worked for a grocery chain for 23 years. And in the town that I was the store manager was Jackson, Tennessee. And we sold tickets for Jarrett Promotions. Eddie Marlin and me did business for years. And luckily with that, I got to help him on spot shows all throughout West Tennessee. And then, like I said, sold tickets for them for their show each week in Jackson, which later on become once a month. But got to be good friends with him, got in the back door a lot at the Coliseum, got to meet all the workers there. And Eddie taught me a lot about the business. And then probably from about 90 to 2007, I literally just was a fan. I was in I hate to say it, a bad marriage at that time. And she was anti everything, not just wrestling. So I just watched it on TV pretty much. Well, in 2007, I married the best woman in the whole wide world, in my opinion. And she's helped me get started. We started Magnificent Ladies Wrestling. Well, it was actually called Memphis Ladies Wrestling when we started it in 2007. And then changed it to Magnificent Ladies Wrestling. And that's back when the women wasn't like it is now. And I'm not talking about the women's personally. I'm talking about the women's wrestling. Because used to, if you had one match a month in an area with women on it, it was amazing. Well, now they're everywhere, every show, every card, and that's awesome. That was our goal when we started MLW, was to help women's wrestling get better, move up the ladder, and get recognized more. So my shoot job sent me to Texas in June of 2013. So I sold that promotion and pretty much sat on the sidelines again for a few more years. And then 2017, I'm proud to say we got hit up by a lot of the workers. We got hit up by a lot of the fans, a lot of old customers like, will you please come back? You treated us right. You did it good. And I appreciated all the compliments, and I fought it. I ain't going to lie to you. If finally I looked at my wife one day and I said, well, I'm going to do it again. And she said, do what? And I told her, she said, you've lost your mind. I said, no. I said, I'm going to do it one more time. So that's when we started Liberty Pro. We figured the country needed to hear the word liberty a lot more. So that's why we went with that name. And we started Liberty Pro, and we're in our almost the end of our third year. And right now we've got 1,021 matches on file since we started in January of 18.
Wow.
That's a lot of matches.
Damn.
Wow.
We've been blessed. We have great customers and great support from people who want to see many girls. They suggest girls to us. Some come, some don't want to do customs, like I was telling y'all before the show. But we've been blessed, overly blessed. And we just did a taping Saturday, did 36 matches Saturday.
36?
36.
What time did you start your day? Like 12 in the morning?
No, we actually started this one at 8 a.m. and we walked out the door at about 20 to 6.
Wow.
So 8 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Pretty much.
We were lucky. We asked all the girls to work with us hard to do that, and we had hardly no breaks between any matches. I mean, one match right after the other. They all knew in advance when their matches were coming, so they were ready. They had their gear on, or went over what they had to do, and it went really good and went smooth. We had outstanding Saturday, I have to say.
I wish, as you were telling before, really don't have crowds, but I told this to Geek. I would just wish I could me and Geek can attend one of your shows, even though we're from the East Coast. If you guys were ever coming to do a tour and go on the East Coast,
Mm-hmm.
I would love to come see Liberty Pro live because your roster is stacked. Bashley Bones, you have
Twisted
Trixie. We've had Trixie. Trixie's a good person, and she's so funny.
She is, and she is very unique in that ring. She has a heck of a gimmick there.
Diana Taylor too is another.
Diana Taylor,
Diana Taylor. I tried to get her to come on tonight last minute, but she was.
We actually had her on.
Oh, you have? Okay, good.
We had her on the past.
She's a sweetheart. The thing I like about Diana Taylor, that DDT, dangerous DDT.
Yep.
I'm an old school wrestling fan, as of you are too. Her DDT reminds me of Jake Roberts so much.
That's about as good a compliment as you can get.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that DDT, the way she
had an awesome one.
Oh, the way she falls to the side, like Jake, it just catches off out of nowhere.
I agree with you.
Oh my!
She's an outstanding talent. She was our Liberty Pro champion there for about 3 months, but unfortunately, she lost it to Nikki Victory. I believe at the last taping, or maybe 2 ago now. See, what is this? October? It was the last taping, September.
Yeah.
But she has a return match coming in December, so there's a good chance she may get it back. Who knows?
Yeah, you guys just have so many people that I saw,
and more people coming too. So I mean, they're actually recommending Lil Bit is an up and coming star.
Yes.
Little Bit has been with me along about 10 years now. She was at the other company too, and she's the current CCW champion. That's Cape Championship Wrestling out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and she does an outstanding job and excellent heel. Probably the best 110-pound heel in America in my book.
Mm-hmm. I watched that video of Little Bit versus that girl that's bigger than her, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm 5'1". I'm like, poor Little Bit, fight it out, girl, fight it out." I'm sitting on my phone watching the video, going, "Fight it, girl, come on."
Y'all did get the matches we sent you, didn't you?
Yeah, I tried to send them to Geek on his email, but he said he didn't get it. I was like, "Oh,
I didn't get it though. It didn't go through."
Okay, well send me your email. We'll send them to you.
Gotcha.
Okay.
All right. I'll send you. I think I sent it to you because I sent you the link.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay, that's your email.
that's
Okay,
my
I'll get Henry to send you some matches.
All right. Gotcha.
Cool.
All right.
We also have stickers. If you guys want, we could send you a sticker for our podcast. So like you can stick it on the wall or whatever, and I'll send you a few so you can send it to give some to the girls.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you see behind Geek how he has that T-shirt with the girl with the hair. That T-shirt came from England. A female wrestler named Alfie. She sent. Yeah. Oh, that's another few. There's a few wrestlers from England that I would like to suggest to you that you later on you want to look them up. You really should. They're really good at talent.
Mm-hmm.
There's Shorty. She's from England. She's a very good talent. She's smiley. She's pretty. She's good on the microphone. And just when she smiles, she'll light up a camera. And she's not only a wrestler, she's a rapper, singer, an artist.
You mean graphic designer?
And graphic designer. Graphic designer.
If y'all shoot me your addresses, and I'll make sure you get a Liberty Pro T-shirt and also a Liberty Pro ink pen.
Ooh,
wow, that's cool.
Definitely.
And the ink pens are awesome. They're so good. They write so good. My wife told me not to give them all away.
Yeah, you can't give them all
I
away.
said, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, got to listen to the boss, you know?
Yes, sir. I sure do.
I live with my parents. They're my boss. Panther family, their boss. Yeah, I got into wrestling because of my grandfather. He was a professional wrestler in the night from 1955 to 1965. He wrestled under Vince McMahon Sr. His name was Jose Quinones, the Panther.
Huh.
That's why I'm Panther the Third. He was a masked heel. He was one of the original luchas, and he wrestled with like classy Freddie Blassie, Killer Kowalski.
I love Killer Kowalski.
My grandfather.
I love Blassie too. Don't misunderstand me. I love Freddie Blassie too, especially him and Tolos's careers out in California. Their feud that lasted, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So are you up to with today's wrestling, or have you been following it, or?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm looking at Becky Lynch up here on the wall right now on Raw, but I pretty much keep up with all of it, much as I can.
What's going on? Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard right now because
it's hard because there's too much to watch.
I've only seen wrestling this popular one other time in my life, and it's back right now. It's always been a roller coaster. It's peaks and valleys. And right now it's peaking about as good as it's ever peaked. And the most of the shows are really good. I personally enjoy Impact. A lot of people say, you're crazy. I said, well, obviously you hadn't watched it because I think Impact's pretty awesome. AEW's good. NWA, when I get to see it's good. I'm a cheapskate. I'm not going to pay $5 to watch a show.
No.
Actually, you can if you get a Twitch account, you could watch it for free.
No, I think Twitch didn't they get rid of it? The Impact shows.
They had a Twitch. I don't know. I thought
they had a Twitch, and I think they stopped it.
Oh,
did they?
Have you ever thought of making a Liberty Pro Wrestling Twitch channel?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Twitch is pretty good too because me and Geek, I'm always watching something on Twitch with wrestling or people's podcasts.
It's not just games. It's not just games anymore. People are just putting whatever it's
podcasts like we do.
Yeah.
There's a promotion from England that I watched, WAW. They had a pay-per-view, but the one thing that I got mad about, and the wrestlers are like, "Oh, you didn't like it?" Because I told them it was okay, and they're like, "Okay," and I'm like, "You showed 8 commercials, and I didn't even see the end of the match." I saw 2 hip tosses, 1 clothesline, went to 8 commercials, and then I come back from the commercial, and the girl has the belt up as she's walking down the ramp, walking back up the ramp. I was like, I'm an American wrestling fan, old school that is. How am I supposed to enjoy your wrestling if I can't watch it because there's commercials in front of everything, all the fun stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when I was a kid and Dwayne Bobbitt was going for the world title. I believe it was against Ken Norton. I'm not sure who it was, but anyway, I said, "Oh, I'm gonna go grab me something to eat and a Coke before this match starts." I walked to the kitchen, got me something to eat, got a drink, got back and watched the replay.
Oh, dang it. Oh, I'd be so mad.
58 seconds, I believe it was 53 or 58, one of the two, but it was
That's
50
like
something.
that's like the Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston match on SmackDown for the belt.
Yeah. Yep.
You couldn't even couldn't even take a leak, and you come back and he's done. You're like, what I miss?
Heck, in that length of time, you probably didn't even get to see the replay. They were probably on to another segment.
Yeah,
they were.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, is there anybody on the main roster right now in the Divas division that you would be like, if they let you
Divas division
in the women's division, if there was anybody in the women's division from either AEW, WWE, or Impact that you would want to take, who would you want to put on a dream roster for any of those companies?
Probably Deonna Purrazzo.
Definitely. Deonna and Britt.
Britt too, yeah. Britt would be there, but Deonna and Britt would be probably the top two. Of course, with them being champions or right at former champion for a couple of days, it would be hard to get them, I'm sure. But if I could sit down and like you said, and get anybody, I met Deonna in Cape Girardeau. She was up doing autographs the last time I went to the Cape Championship Wrestling, and very, very, very nice young lady. Of course, I followed her career ever since she started up there in the Northeast with you guys, and saw her on this Pluto channel for wrestling a whole bunch. It's a women's show from up there. I think it's 2 or 3, 4 years old, but they show it on the Pluto channel, and that girl has really gone from. She started out at about a 7, but she's a 10 now. As far as in-ring talent.
Oh, now I remember the wrestler we had on a few days ago. She's from Australia, and she's a really good wrestler. You should definitely look her up. Her name is Savannah Summers.
Yeah. But she's gonna have to get to the States before we can talk to her.
Yeah, gotcha.
She said she really wants to come She was in America, and then she went back to Australia, but I gotta tell her, you gotta come to the States, Savannah, for them to even touch you. So
yeah. And we got a new lady coming to us in November, 6'1" Freya the Slayer. And I don't know if y'all seen her. She's from out of the Northwest up there, maybe even Canada.
Wait, does she wear just like a wolf?
No.
Oh, that's when we just got on our podcast in November. She has like a wolf wears like a wolf mask with like ears and stuff like that.
If she does, I haven't seen that. She's working in OVW right now in Louisville, and we've been trying to get her here for a year and a half, and there was always when she come, we wasn't taping and vice versa. But now she's on the way and going to be here November the 20th with us, and we're really looking forward to it. That's awesome. And we got Kia Dreams coming out of Florida, November the 20th. First time we'll have her here. And I'm hearing good things from the people in Florida. I know that, she's ready to go.
Well, there's another girl from Florida that we've had on the podcast that's a really good one, Ashley Dembois.
Yeah. I had to think a minute. Yes. I tell you, a girl from Florida you need to get on here is Marina Tucker. That girl's going.
We've been trying. We messaged her.
Well, I tried a while ago too, and she was at the gym when I tried. But I can promise you that young lady, you'll be seeing her somewhere on television before long.
Definitely.
One night.
I think she was on Dark. I think like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago.
2 or 3. Yeah, she sure was. She was on Dark.
Yeah.
There's another girl that we've had on our podcast. I don't think you've ever heard of Christina Marie.
Tina Marie?
Christina Marie.
She like the bodybuilder from up there in New York or somewhere around that.
She's really good.
I've contacted her, but we didn't get too far. I don't think she was interested in doing customs,
Well, there's a few girls that I could send them your way if they're interested. I'll just say, hey, speak to the owner of Liberty Pro if you want to come on the promotion and stuff like that, because that's the stuff I do. We like to help other promotions do things, help people connect the dots.
We like to connect everybody together.
Like-
Now, like I told y'all, though, I would like to get Kayla Sparks here.
Yes.
Kayla,
I remember her and is it Davian? How do you pronounce it? They used to be partners a few years ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Kayla Sparks, super nice. Super nice.
Her smile, another light up, light the room up kind of smile.
Yeah.
Always smiling.
I like her work. Of all of her matches I've ever saw, I've liked her work, and it's good to see her come back to wrestling after all those years.
Exactly. Yeah.
She was trained by Thunder Rosa. That's another name that I wish you guys can get.
Oh yeah. I actually met Thunder Rosa and Colleen King and the young Gordy girl. What's her name? Miranda. They were all at Jerry Lawler's. I don't know, like Comic Con, but Jerry Lawler's. I forget what they called it now, but anyway, we were there and had a booth and met some new people that are interested in doing matches as customers. But I met all three of those girls, and they were all three super nice. Thunder Rosa is as humble as anybody I ever met in this business. I will have to give her a credit. The success has not changed from what I've seen one bit on her. She's a great young competitor and a smart lady, good business person.
That was one we tried to get. We tried to get Gordy's. I messaged her, but I messaged once and I didn't hear anything. And I was like, busy woman, can't.
Yeah.
I give them all the ladies, like, I give like a lot of the credit to what you do for the business. You have a woman's promotion. That is so like, that's so cool that like you're giving women's wrestling like an opportunity to flourish in this world of wrestling where men don't want to see women's wrestling flourish. And I love all kinds of wrestling, and I just want to like give you the biggest applause because women's wrestling's now on a rise these days. But all the top wrestlers right now you can see are women's wrestlers. The main event of 9 of the 10 of the shows has been a female main event, and I think that's so awesome what you do.
To be honest, Joe, if you look at the Arthur Ashe Stadium show, what was the main event of that show?
Yeah, a women's match.
It was Britt versus Ruby. The main event.
Yeah.
At a Kenny Omega versus Brian.
Ruby actually wrestled for us in our old company. Did a great job. We've had many matter of fact, when I watch TV, I'll tell my wife, I said, you remember her? She wrestled for us. You remember her? She wrestled for us. And it's a blessing to me to see all that because, like Priscilla Kelly, she went through a spell there where she got a little bad rep for something she did. But
I heard about that.
I told her, I said, kid, if you'll just keep your head clean, I will see you on television. Sure enough, she's there.
She's in W now.
Yeah, and Jazzy worked for us back when she first started. I can't even remember her name right now. I'm old. I'm going blank. But she wrestled for us one time, come down, did 4 or 5 matches, and I told her that night, I said, you got what it takes. Just keep your head clean, do what's told of you, and you'll be a star. And sure enough, you turn on NXT, there they are, not only on there, but as a tag team.
Exactly.
Yeah. The other person that we've been trying to get on the podcast.
What are some of your favorite matches you would say that growing up or currently?
You talking about women's or anything?
Any matches. It could be anything.
Well, I still go back to Ricky Steamboat and Randy Savage. That will always be one of my all-time favorite matches. Of course, growing up here in the Memphis area, just about anything with Jerry Lawler was good. I mean, they were creative minds before there were creative minds in wrestling. Him and Jerry Jarrett, and they did an outstanding job. And I always enjoyed Flair's matches. I'm I guess a mark for Flair, but I did enjoy him. One of my favorite wrestlers who never probably reached to superstardom was Robert Fuller. I enjoyed watching Robert Fuller wrestle. He had that big old he could go way back and come around and swing, and had one of the best punches that I'd ever saw in wrestling. Of course, his dad and uncles all wrestled around here. He's a Welch by name, but his working name was Fuller. And that whole family was just like the Samoans are now. When I was growing up, that's the way the Welch family was.
Mm. There's a.
What'd you say?
Okay, go again, Keith.
I was just going to ask, what was your favorite women's matches? You say no.
My favorite women's match. Well, it was probably the one of them. There's more than one, but one of them was the night Wendy Richter won the WWE title from Moolah, with all the conglomerate that went with it and everything. I enjoyed that. That was good for women's wrestling. Mm-hmm. And then probably the Britt Baker against Thunder Rosa match on AEW.
That's got to be up there.
Yeah, that was one of the top three probably in my lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And that one, and Britt got the shirt made up right after the match was made. You know, with the one with the bloody face.
Yeah.
And that made her right there, that match. So
there's more blood in women's wrestling now than I've ever seen in my life. It's superplexes off the top rope. I mean, they're doing things that 10 years ago the world would have said, "Oh, a woman can't do that. A woman can't do that." Well, them women can do anything the guys can do nowadays. Anything.
Yeah.
Tax tables, they were using.
Yeah.
They were doing blood. And the thing is, I don't want to rip on that match. That match was probably one of my favorite matches. Candice LeRae was actually doing that, I think, in PWG. Right. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, she bled like a stuck hog one night out there in California.
Candice LeRae, yeah, right.
Yeah, she's an outstanding talent, but of course, when the one thing about WWE I'll never understand, and I know you didn't ask this question, is why do you recruit a Candice LeRae or a Johnny? What's his name?
Gargano?
Her husband.
Johnny Gargano.
Why do you hire those people and bring them there because of what you saw? But when they get there, you want to change them. You know, let them be their self. I will never ever understand that.
I mean, Candice LeRae, if she was able to do what she did in PWG, she would be so. I mean, she's over now. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But she would be so much more over if she was able to do what she did in PWG.
Oh, by all means. That's the one reason AEW right now is doing so good. They hire these guys and they let the guys be the guys or gals be the gals, who they are. And I enjoy that. Where WWE, it's more corporate and you breathe when we tell you to breathe and you fall when we tell you to fall. And I think that's why AEW has done so well.
Also, they also have stockholders. You got to remember that too. So they have to follow by, okay, if the stockholders, I hate to say it and put a bad light on it, but a lot of them don't know wrestling. They just know about making money right now.
That's
so
right.
The people that are investing are just investing into, okay, why is this not doing good? Why is this not doing good? We got to change this. We got to change that. You know, they got to abide by WWE. Has to abide by their stockholders.
Yep, and that's not a good situation for your company. It's a good situation, I guess, for your pocketbook, but for your wrestling fans out there like you two and me, it's like, oh my Lord, this is boring. This is terrible.
Yeah. AEW doesn't have stockholders. So
Tony
we'll
Khan.
have to- yeah, exactly. He is the stockholder right there.
Like, if I wanted to see a good match with WWE, I'll just put on my PlayStation and do a match in WWE 2K19 and be like, oh, look, I just did my own good match. I didn't even have to watch Raw or SmackDown.
Well, see that you hit a good point there. That's exactly what you can do with custom matches. If you see matches on TV or at your local arena and you didn't like the way the finish was, or she didn't get to use her best move or hold in it, you can do a custom match, put all that in there, and we'll get it done for you. And then, the ending will be like you want instead of what you don't want.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, there's another two ladies that we've been trying to get on the podcast, but they've been busy every time. Is the GHL twins? We've been trying to get them. They're busy. They can't do it. They had to cancel, and I'm like, we mentioned you, and immediately in the message they're like, "Oh my God, you're gonna love him. He's such a sweetheart." That's exactly what one of the twins. I just mentioned them.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'll tell. I think it was Laura. Laura was like, "Oh my God, you're gonna love him." I guess they couldn't do your show that day.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, we couldn't do it." I'm sorry.
We're trying to get them here first of the year. Keep your fingers crossed that those airplane tickets don't expire before I get them here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I wish we can come down to one of your shows and be the only one in the arena. That'd be so cool. Wouldn't that be cool, Geek?
I will tell you this. There's two girls. I don't know if you've heard of them yet or anything. They're out of Cincinnati. They trained at the NWF promotion up there, which is Roger Ruffin and his wife, Big Mama. But Nikki Victory and Selena Dean, those are two upcoming stars.
We had Selena Dean on our podcast also.
You did? Okay. And her and Nikki I tell you what, Roger and them did a fabulous job training those young ladies. And Nikki, when she's here, she usually has the most matches every time she's been here. I think she had 11 or 12 this last Saturday.
Yeah, we had Selena Dean, but she went under. Was it Little Mean, and was it what did she go under the podcast that day?
Little Mean Selena Dean or something like that.
Little Mean and Selena Dean. That's what she that's what she went under that time.
When we first booked her, it was Mean and Lean Selena Dean.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
He always did this. That was her trademark. She always did that like that with that.
Yeah.
I'm like, is it okay? Like, what are we doing? Doing the old school Weldon eyes? What are we doing?
She has a unique personality, and it's all good. So
yeah, I
like when they have a unique personality and good. I have met some with unique personalities that you don't want to be around anymore.
Yeah, these wrestlers are like, I guess, like playing cards. Sometimes they get you money, sometimes they give you headaches. Like
that's a pretty good analogy right there.
Yay. I don't know why the cards give you headaches. I guess because they hit you in the head. Like I guess you get a mixed batch of fruit. Sometimes they taste great. Sometimes they smell horrible.
There's another lady. She trained, I believe, at the Nightmare Factory that's worked for us now twice. Gemma Jules. She's probably about 5'10", blonde-headed, and she has really gotten very good. You might check her out about coming on your podcast. But
all right, Gemma Jules, right? Remember that, Joe?
Gemma, Gemma, and then Jules, like a ring, a jewel.
I think I emailed her. I think she got back to me, but it must came up as her real name. I'll have to talk to you when we're done. Maybe that's her.
Zoe Walker. That's what her Facebook's under, her real name, her shoot name, Zoe Walker. Super nice young lady, though.
Yeah.
Has the look, and like I told her, keep your head clean. You'll get there.
Yeah.
And I give that advice because so many people don't keep their head clean. They either get the big head, they think they're the greatest thing on earth, and none of us are. I mean, everybody has something they're good at. Everybody has something they're great at. but you're not the best at everything. And I'm talking real life, not even just wrestling right there. And don't let your head explode. That's the worst thing you can do. And then, unfortunately, some of them have to have fought depression. We know that, just like the deputy that passed away and several others. Wrestling can be very stressful, very stressful. I mean, even as an owner and promoter, it can be very stressful. But for these guys and girls that run up and down the road all the time, every night, it can definitely take a toll on you.
Mm. Yeah, it totally can, because you're getting slammed on your heads. Go ahead, geek. Finish your sentence.
No, I was just about to say what Joe exactly said. You could go ahead and finish it. You know what I was about to say.
Like these people, we always give all these wrestlers so much credit. They're getting slammed on their heads every night, yep. Getting falling on random stuff, falling out of rings, getting hit in the head with chairs. And we're just fans. We watch all this stuff. And now me and Geek are behind the mic talking about it. We don't experience it, but me and Geek kind of do it without doing it. I work in a grocery store doing empty pallets all day, lifting up heavy boxes of sugar and salt and big things of vinegar like that. Geek Geek works for Coca. I have to reverse mirror. Geek works for Coca-Cola, lifting like things of cases of Coke products and stuff like that. So we don't wrestle, but we do lift up
Coca-Cola and cans.
Yeah, he lifts cans all day long.
You look like a Pathmark employee, are you?
Well, me? Key food.
No, I'm
What company?
Oh, me?
Which me or Geek?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, Key Food.
Oh, okay. I was in the grocery business 46 years, the reason I was asking.
Yeah, I work in a grocery store called Key Food. I should have told my owner I didn't know you were coming on today. I told him to come say hi on Friday. My manager Junior came on last night, and I told him, he's like, "Oh, you're having an owner?" I said, "Yeah, none other than the owner of Liberty Pro Wrestling." And he's like, "Wow, Joe, you're really getting a lot of the people." I'm like, "Yeah, owners just find us." Oh, we found you, and then you found us. So
yeah, did my commercial fall in the top 10 for you?
Yeah,
what was that?
The little video I did, 25 seconds, did that fall in the top 10 best of ever?
Yeah. And that was so cool that you came in the video with Bashley. That caught us off guard. I was like, what?
It's like somebody wants to say hi to you, and then she just said hi, guys.
There's an outstanding young lady, former roller derby star, trained there in Clarksville, tried and true promotion. Gets better every time I see her, in the ring. But I mean, outstanding. Her and her green hair. I'm not sure if that's called green or teal, but it's somewhere in that area.
Yeah, she's a good person, good in the ring, and all around, and just a downright sweetheart. What a sweetheart!
I'm gonna put a plug in for her. I saw some gear she made for another girl, and the gear looked great. So I guess she's a gear maker too.
I guess so. There you go. Something you learn something new every day. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Do you have? I know this is going to be a kind of a random question, but what kind of movies you enjoy?
Movies?
Yeah, movies. Yeah.
Well, this is going to really tell y'all how old I am. I still love watching Animal House.
Animal House.
You all can hang out. You all can hang out and watch movies then.
My wife, she's a serious person, and I'm a clown. So I made her finally watch it about 2 Sundays ago. We got through. I laughed the whole time, knowing everything that was fixing to happen, from the horse falling over dead and everything. And we got through, and I looked at her. I said, "What'd you think?" She goes, "That was silly." I thought, honey, that's one of the best movies I've ever known in my life. But Hollywood Nights, have y'all ever saw that one? Need to check that out. That's a good old one. Kind of is an Animal House wannabe. But actually, I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch a lot of movies. I am a sports freak. Everything but soccer, and I don't watch much hockey. I know y'all probably do, being in the Northeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But outside of that, football, baseball, basketball, man, I'm right there, and I'm a big college fan. I
Tennessee,
love
right?
college sports.
So who are
Tennessee.
some of your favorite teams, you'd say?
Well, in football, it's the Tennessee Volunteers
Mm.
and the Memphis Tigers. I actually like Memphis Tigers too. In basketball, it's the Tennessee Volunteers and Memphis Tigers again, both. And in baseball, finally, Tennessee's got a good baseball coach, and they went to the World Series last year. But honestly, most of my life, I've watched LSU because they won 6 or 7 or 8 titles back in the 90s and 2000s.
Mm.
And I worked down there a lot in my grocery job when I was in sales. Louisiana was part of my territory, so I stayed down there a lot and worked down there, including living there for 2 years once. So I love the food down there. If I lived there my whole life, I'd probably weigh 700 pounds, to be honest. I just love their food.
So we know you like pizza. What kind of pizza is the one you would go for if you had to go to a pizza place with us?
Throw everything on it that you got back there.
Ooh.
Everything.
Even like sweet peppers?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Now when if he ever comes east, we know what kind of pizza we need to order. Everything you guys have in the kitchen.
Everything. I eat pizza in Chicago. I've eaten pizza in New York, and both of them are great. Of course, in Chicago, you got I don't think you can see it, the thick crust. And I love that, but I'm not as healthy as I probably need to be. So I have to go back and eat the thin crust now.
Mm-hmm.
So you like that.
Ooh, that
there you go.
Yeah, my wife made pizza tonight, and I guarantee you, she could open up a pizza store and we'd be rich.
Yeah, we could start another podcast right here. Me, you, and Joe,
Oh.
just doing Dudes at Pizza podcast. There you go.
I have another wrestler. I don't know if you got in contact with Tina San Antonio.
Yes, Tina's worked for me several times over the years. We love Tina San Antonio, and the door's open for her here any day, any week, any hour.
I'll tell her.
Outstanding talent.
Yeah.
Yes. She's
great personality, great attitude, great worker in the ring. She's always welcome here, though.
I'll tell her because we message her here and there. We'll try to get her on, but she's always busy and stuff.
I messaged her the other day and said, "Isn't it time for a trip to Memphis again?" And she said, "Get back after the first of the year." So
there you go. There you go.
There you go.
But go ahead and plug it for us if you will, because
I will.
Like I say, Tina's outstanding. Her and Marty Bell, when they used to work together in the New York area in their shoot jobs, they come down the first time together and work for us, and both of them were outstanding. Both of them were outstanding. I guess that's people. Is that people messaging y'all? I see.
Yeah.
That's fans' questions. So, that's a question thing.
That people are talking about the pizza that you love.
Pizza and they put the pizza emoji and the clapping hands.
People love that you love the sports, and they're just saying yes.
Are you a Major League Baseball fan?
Yes, I am.
So what do you? What's your team?
St. Louis Cardinals.
Cardinals. I was gonna say like the Braves. Like, what did you think about the Braves making it to the World
That's
Series?
my stepson. He's a Braves fan. But when I grew up in Northwest Tennessee, close to Missouri and Kentucky, you were raised a Cardinal fan. You didn't have a choice. And back when we had 3 channels on television, and you only had the baseball game of the week on Saturdays, and then later on, the Cardinals had Sunday away games on TV. So that was it. But I'd also listen to KMOX 1120 out of St. Louis when it got dark every night, and listen to the Cardinal baseball games with Harry Carey and Jack Buck at first, and then Harry got fired, and then it was Jack Buck and Mike Shannon for 100 years.
Yeah, Here's another question. Armand Heads Explodes. Do you have any pets who are flu friendly and welcome on panel?
Do I have any pets that are food
Flu.
friendly?
We're flu friendly.
Oh yeah. Sadie's here somewhere.
What kind of dog is Sadie?
A mixed beagle.
Oh, we love
She's a
these.
sweetheart. Hey, Susan. Bring Sadie in here. She needs to be on TV.
As I said,
because I've been running her out. She's been wanting my pizza. Come here, baby. Come here. You're gonna be a star. Come on.
It's gonna be on Dudes at Ringside. There you go.
Well, she run off. She must have got scared and heard your voice.
Oh, geez, Geek, we did it.
Do you want to see Daddy? Huh? You want to see Daddy?
She usually minds very well. She knows when she needs to go out. She knows when she's done going out. She'll come to the door and bark.
Oh no! Look at your puppy. Uh-oh.
It's a big girl.
Say hey.
Oh,
Say hey.
hello.
Say, my name's Sadie and I'm 13 and a half years old.
Aw.
There you go. Hey, give Daddy. You want to give Daddy sugar? Hey. No.
Are you the next Starry Liberty Pro there?
She wants to be in a big stag match, but we hadn't found another dog that would do it with her.
Dexter could be the man. My Daushin Dexter will be the manager. We have a collar that Dexter wears that has a tie. You could be a manager. Yeah,
there was
so cute.
There was actually an episode where the dog would actually stand in front of the camera.
My dog Dexter. We were doing an interview. Dexter scratched my leg because he was scared, and he sat in my lap, and he was in perfect angle that he took over the whole front of me, and all you see is the front of Dexter's face staring into my computer.
You don't see Joe
at all. You didn't see a bit of me. You didn't see a hat, my glasses, nothing. All you see is everybody was like, Dexter, you're the host now. Dexter, it's the dog and the dude at ringside. That's what it was.
People thought Joe turned into the dog, right?
Yeah,
because Joe was talking, and then you
couldn't see
Joe.
You couldn't see.
It was the funniest thing.
That was funny.
Oh gosh,
you have to go back and watch it.
It was hilarious. So, after the show, if you have any clips from Liberty Pro, short clips, we could post them on the Dudes at Ringside page, and we could show our fans what you guys could do. Like, even I have the clips you sent me, but are we allowed to post those on the Dudes at Ringside page? I don't know.
I'd really not post the whole thing, but on our website, I mean, if you want to post like a 30-second or minute clip, you're more than welcome to do that.
Sure. All right, I'll shorten the video that you sent me. I could do that on my iPhone, like make it into like a clip.
Well, I want to give props to one person on here if I don't do nothing else tonight, and that's Henry. Y'all met Henry. Y'all emailed him libertyprow@gmail.com. He's our webmaster, and he is more than my right arm. That man has got more talent in his pinky than I got in my whole body, and he is the best. We've been together on both companies, and he is absolutely the best at what he does, and he's the one that actually got me lined up, to connect with y'all. And wow. I think y'all might have emailed him, but there wouldn't be a Liberty Pro without Henry. I tried to get him to come on Friday night with me. He says, no, you take care of the interviews and I'll take care of the stuff in the background. Yeah. But he's a wrestling genius too. I mean, he follows it all, and he tells me stuff all the time I don't even know about.
There's a girl you actually have in your promotion that's from Australia, CC something. I sent you the picture on the owner page on Instagram.
Oh, CC from California?
Yes.
Oh, originally from Australia. Yes, been here. She's been here 2 or 3 times. Outstanding young lady.
Yeah.
Great talent. Hope to have her back soon one of these days.
Yeah. We're trying to find another member of the Liberty Pro family to come on Friday because you came on today, so we have to try to find.
Well, I can put a hood on. Y'all never know it's me.
Okay. Glasses, put on a wig. You just be like, I'm the champion.
Oh, I got a hood here somewhere, one or two. You know, when I rob banks. No, I'm kidding. I don't rob banks.
Oh no!
No,
We-
you just
What?
admitted something online. Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no, the police are at the door. Hold on.
This is Twitch. They'll be like, "What report?" Geek will get the report on his screen. Flag. No.
I'll see. I'll help y'all and see if I can get somebody lined up for Friday.
Yeah, all right.
Please, because
Thank you.
it's so awesome, as I said, to have an owner that does all like. There's people that have just all men, but I see on your roster you have like some men on your roster.
We
They
do.
like,
We have some people that are in the intergender matches and like all that.
yeah,
And but you know, they like this last weekend, out of the 36 matches, there was 2 matches that had the guys in it. And then the month before, I think it was 3 or 4, but it's hardly ever more than that. But it is an interest, and guys and gals want to mix it up, you know, in intergender matches, and it's pretty successful.
Yeah, that's my next question. I was going to ask you, what is your opinion on the intergender matches?
I personally enjoy them, but I also think they got to be believable.
That's what a lot of people say. Yeah.
And the problem is sometimes you see them and they're just not believable. And then sometimes you see them and they are. Like, you know, if Carmella went against Mark Henry, I don't think Carmella's going to beat Mark Henry.
No, right? No.
But you know, that hurts it. I mean, that puts it, you know, where people, it has no credibility. But when you put Carmella against I'm trying to think of one of them little skinny guys' names.
I can't think of it. I could. Oh man,
Like Joe, you know, it's believable.
Yeah, Joe would be, yeah, exactly.
This
There you
Joe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
like,
Joe.
me?
Yeah, you versus Carmelo would be a believable match because
I don't think that would be cool. I'd probably mess up a few times. She seems like she has tanning oil on her. I'll slip and drop her. Like, but here we go. This is a believable match because she's part of your roster. That's like me versus Bashley. You know that match won't go well. Bashley will destroy me.
Right.
Bashley would destroy Joe. It definitely
Destroy me. You'll find my glasses broken in the corner. Oh, was she a heel in Liberty Pro? Or is she a heel? Oh, a face, or is she a heel?
She's actually been both.
Both.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that would be like another believable match is someone, if you would have like someone like Karen or Davian in your promotion, then that would be believable.
Yeah. But you know,
Because
as long
those
as
two could really-
it's believable, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But when it gets Superman like and that kind of stuff, it's the wrong place for it. Even though the business is exposed, that even more exposes it.
You guys are trying to tell stories. I get it, you know.
And I that's one thing. I listen to Busted Open a lot. I don't know if y'all compete with them or not, but that the one thing I do like about Bully Ray, he preaches stories all the time, and that's the way it was when I grew up. But now it's like 1 week you have a match, next week you get the world title, next week you don't even hear of them again. Like Cesaro. Cesaro's waited 15 years to get promoted. He got like a couple months run there, and then he's back way down the ladder again. Exactly. He's probably one of the best pure wrestlers in the WWE.
Yeah.
Exactly. Vince was done with him.
And if he needs training, he's got Sarah Del Rey at home. She can teach him how to wrestle.
All these wrestlers, you know that they have a ring in their like yard or like in their barn or whatever. Like these days, there's either the wrestler has a ring in their basement or always there's a ring less than like 50 feet from their house or something like that. Back in the day, like my grandfather's case, they had to go to like the training facility where they would train. Like there
Mhm.
was no ring in their house. My grandpa lived in an apartment building in New York City, in Queens. So there was no place to have a ring downstairs in an apartment building. Like, like, and as you know, wrestlers were getting paid peanuts back in those days. They weren't getting paid thousands at all.
No.
And they
There were
weren't.
no T-shirt sales either back
There
then.
was no
Right.
t-shirts back in those
No.
days.
Well, back in those days, the Hills couldn't even, come out and have a table or anything. I mean, they were
No.
like, they come out and got booed and cussed and all that and went back,
Yeah.
and that was their night.
Yeah.
The baby faces got to sell the shirts and everything like it.
Yeah.
See, geek. My grandpa, he just put over the good guy. Like he was.
He would be proud right now. Your
Oh
grandfather
God!
would.
If he was alive today and he saw the way the heels were just taking over everything and taking all the belts, he'd be like,
What
"My
happened?
gosh, why couldn't they let me do that back in the day?" Gosh, my grandfather probably would be in the WWE Hall of Fame if he was if he they got him they let him do what they're doing now with heels.
Hmm.
And we've got in contact with WWE multiple times about trying to get his name even put in the record books because his best friend was Haystacks Calhoun.
Oh, Big Haystack, 601 pounds from
Yeah.
Morgan Corner, Arkansas.
Yep, my grandfather used to travel around the country with him, and when he was in the city, he would travel around in the back of my grandfather's pickup truck.
I can believe that.
Yeah,
I actually saw Haystacks one time, and I saw the McGuire twins one time.
Hmm.
And those were the best two motor scooters God ever created.
yeah. If it was just like crazy that here, like my dad has some stories about how, as a kid after a show, he'd be sitting in in the dining room, drinking Rheingold beer, drinking Rheingold beer as my dad walks in with his brothers and going, "Weren't you guys you fighting in at a match? You're a good guy, you're a bad guy," and you're like, "That's wrestling." It's called. I say a word my dad gets confused. That's kayfabe.
My mom and dad owned a restaurant in my hometown of Union City, and it was on the other side of town from where they wrestled. And the wrestlers would come around 5:30, and eat, and then they'd come back, and it was slash restaurant beer joint, and then they'd come back after the show. A lot of them sit around, drink beers, and make fun and cut jokes about the stuff they did to each other that night. But it was interesting. So I knew probably about 8 years old that it wasn't just, I'm going to kill you if I see you out in the parking lot at Walmart,
Yeah.
Another thing is, I don't know. You may know the answer, you may not, but I always wondered why WWE never let Sarah Del Rey wrestle.
That is an excellent question. She worked for us a couple of times when I had MLW. Even my wife still talks about how good a worker Sarah Del Rey was. She is that good. And why in the world they got that kind of talent sitting in the back, not using them, I will never understand.
I mean, she's training people. Don't get me wrong, but she should be.
That's one reason the ladies are better than what they are is because they have people like Sarah training them.
Exactly. It's like,
but Sarah still deserves to be on TV some too.
Exactly. She deserves her moment. Like kind of like how they kept Britt Finley backstage for all those years, and then they gave him a little bit of a spotlight that one year.
Serena
Maybe
Deeb,
one day
Sarah
they'll
Stock,
do it,
all of them they've kept in the back. They've kept their best talent in the back.
Yeah, that's sad that they would do something like that. It's
and
pathetic,
now they're killing it now.
These days, wrestling, you can never do anything. Like they either put the good person is either the jobber, and there's a lot of good wrestlers that shouldn't be jobbing, that should be winning titles.
Right.
But they make them trouble.
Good comment. Good comment. I agree with that 100%.
They wanted to make Adam Cole a manager.
You think they should make him a manager?
No, that's what they wanted to do with him. That's why he left, because they said to him, like, we want you to become a manager. And what's your feelings on that? Super talented Adam Cole. just sitting on the sidelines.
No,
If
he needs to be in the ring for as long as he wants to be in the ring. He's in the Daniel Bryan category, that kind of worker. You know, it used to be in Vince's world, if you didn't weigh 275 pounds, you wouldn't even get noticed. Well, now they're using a lot of little guys, and it's gotten better. But when I was growing up, and you get to see the WWWF on Madison Square Garden, you know, everybody was Nikolai Volkov's size, or Kowalski's, or Bruno's, you know, all those type guys. You just didn't see very few small guys, but they're not there now. You know, and the ones they did, they fired, like Bray Wyatt and Strowman.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
yeah. It's sad that Vince only wants the big guys, and the little guys like Rey Mysterio get tossed to the side like a toy that broke its wing.
Yeah. That's good. That's good comment. He was on there the show at the very first. Ray was.
Yes, I like Rey. I'm little. I'm like 5'1". Rey Mysterio is like the person I look up to. Like my grandfather's number one I look up to because of the mask, and then Rey Mysterio because he's little. So I go, Grandpa, Rey Mysterio. Which one do I look to first? Because Grandpa was more of a heel, but on our podcast, I'm a tween. I'm a heel face. I cut the word in half. I'm a face heel.
Right.
I'm a face heel.
Yeah. So I mean, that's sad that they want to keep all those guys in the back. You know.
Yeah. Well, if you got 1 million people under contract, you're doing everybody a disservice.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. Vince got a whole lot more commas in his checkbook than I do, so I'm not going to sit here and knock him too hard. But
exactly,
I still don't understand some of the things, the way they think. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, they think one way and then they do another thing.
But we've been blessed. We've had a lot of great women come through here, both companies, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. I think I've had maybe 3. Let me think here real fast. Maybe 3 episodes the whole time I've been doing this that where the ladies were just totally out of line and not invited back. So, and I know we've had at least over 600 different ladies here between the two companies. So that's pretty good percentage.
That's a good percentage.
I was watching on YouTube that the Memphis wrestling always gives you guys a shout out. I was watching, was it Memphis? I think it was Memphis wrestling. I was watching something on YouTube. I was watching the match regarding the Queen, and they mentioned Liberty Pro. I was like, I wonder if they're connected with Liberty Pro, or is it just I guess you guys share wrestlers, so they mention you.
Well, we did up until July, and then there was a partnership dissolval there. So we did our own thing for, like I say, since 2007, and we're back doing our own thing and worrying about us only, and they're doing their thing and worrying about them only. They've got a good product, a good appearance on TV. If I was an owner, I'd probably do a thing or two different, but all in all, they're pretty successful with what they're doing, and congratulations. I'm glad for them. Memphis needed a good promotion.
So I just thought of another wrestler that if you guys could reach out to, it'd be cool. Also, she's really good. Is Riley Rocket.
I think isn't she from East Tennessee?
Yes.
I just reached out to her last week.
Tell her if you speak to her, if she gets back to her, tell her that dudes are ringside. Tell her we say hi, and she's a good person.
That's actually the young lady that Bashley made the gear for.
Ah, Riley.
Yeah, the Ricky Morton School.
Yeah, Ricky Morton.
Yeah.
He started right here in Memphis. His dad was the referee for 100 years here.
Wow,
Wow.
100 years?
Well, maybe not quite that long.
Okay. I was like,
But he was bald headed, and his nickname when I first was a little kid on up was the Bald Eagle. But eventually they started calling him Paul Morton.
Wow.
But he actually wrestled before he refereed, from what I understand. But I wasn't on the earth at that time, so I cannot verify that.
Yeah.
yeah. Actually, Riley Rocket will be back on Dudes at Ringside. She is the first guest of 2022. Yep.
Well, if I ain't talked to her by then, tell her I'm looking for her.
Oh,
All
well,
right, gotcha.
when you come with the show, I'll drop her a line. Say, hey, the owner of Liberty Pro. I'll even send her your Instagram. Be like, someone needs to talk to you. And the fingers pointing.
Please do. We'd love to have her.
She's a sweetie, and she heard another one that the smile will light up a tree, and she could be on your poster. That's all I'm saying. She's good.
Well, that's awesome. We'll definitely love to talk to her and get her down here.
Yeah, awesome.
Do you have any upcoming shows you want to promote, or?
Yeah, we got November the 20th, December the 11th, January the 22nd, February the 19th, and March the 19th.
Mhm.
That's the only ones I can remember off the top of my head.
Yeah.
If you have the posters, you could send it to us on the Instagram page, and you can send it on the Instagram page. We'll post it on the Instagram page and post it on the Twitter page and the Facebook page, so everybody will know when your events are. So
yeah, I'd love to do that. Thank you.
Yeah,
no
we always do that for
all
our
helping indie promotions and promotions any way we can. We love independent wrestling that much that we
not
want
only that, the wrestlers too. We love helping the wrestlers too, Joe.
of helping the wrestlers show their, as you've seen our Instagram, we like to show their clips. We love when they make our promos. And when there was a fully pandemic and you guys weren't wrestling, I felt that the promos not only helped us get our name out there and the wrestlers say our name, it helped the wrestlers practice their promo skills. Even though you're an owner, still, got you learn how.
Y'all can tell I'm real shy, so I mean, I usually don't say a lot.
I know. If you're shy, I don't know what I am, because I'm more shy than you.
if you knew Metal Geek when he was in college, like I did, the kid was like frozen stiff. Like someone else who he didn't know come in our area, it was like you had to like poke him with a stick just to get him to talk. It's like,
well, he's doing a good job now. You must have poked him enough. You got it out of him.
Oh God! if you look at his arms, it looks like I stabbed him with a it's like geek talk.
No, those are just Coca-Cola muscles right there. That's what those are. I'm pushing those
Well,
pallets.
I tell you, I respect any man that works for Coke, Pepsi, the beer companies, and all that. That is not an easy job.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
In the
Especially
supermarket business, for you talking about lifting the vinegar and all that,
Yeah.
it ain't easy either. A lot of people have no idea how hard both of y'all's professions are on y'all. No idea.
That, we have mad respect for you guys, what you guys do in the ring.
Yeah, we have
not only that, you guys do what you do in the ring. Some of you guys actually have jobs, like shoot jobs. So I'm like, I have nothing but mad respect for everybody who gets in that ring and has to wrestle, and then do another job on top of it. So,
like I said, we've been very blessed. We've had some outstanding talent, and you're right, 95% of them have shoot jobs along with wrestling, and we're just blessed. We've met some wonderful people, got some great friends from this, and gonna go as long as I can go, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it's like me and Geek wish you guys nothing but the best. And as I said before, I wish that me and Geek are trying to go to WrestleMania next year. That would be cool. That would be so cool if you guys could do do a show in Texas, the WrestleMania weekend. We would go.
Yeah, definitely would go.
I'd definitely go. I'd want to sit front row and cheer everybody on. I don't care if
I assume y'all are flying to Dallas, correct?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you were driving, I'd definitely try to set up a taping if y'all were driving through. But if you're flying, you won't get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But we'll see about what y'all said earlier about getting y'all down here sometime.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah. He could have some guest commentary.
Yeah. Well, that and you could interview some of the girls and
Yeah.
have it for your show and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We
cool.
do we do usually 30-second interviews usually at
Like
shows
short,
sometimes.
little short
right?
snips, like little interviews asking them this and that and stuff like that. And
Asking about their match and stuff like that. What they
Right.
just had. Yeah. The segment, whatever just happened.
it was so funny. We did one at the promotion on Long Island called Victory Pro, VPW. We didn't realize it until after the fact when I got home, where I live in Pennsylvania. I told Geek, did you realize we did a win-loss interview? We interviewed the loser and then we interviewed the winner. And so he was like, oh my God, we did. It was like, the girls all like, yes, I lost. Yeah. And the girl's like, yeah, who's still the champion, baby boy? I was like, oh my God. That's the queen.
the queen.
And Bam Bam all flaunting the belt off. Like, I was like, nearly got my face broken too. I was like, can I hold the belt? We'll hold the belt for you in the picture. And she's like, no touching the belt. And I'm like, sorry, just taking a picture.
That's it.
Found me crushed on the side of the road like a dead possum. Poor Joe didn't see it coming.
Well, y'all behave yourselves. I'm gonna get off here.
All right. Well,
And,
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you
on.
for having me on. I'm sorry Caitlin couldn't get here. I found out she did have a sick youngin.
Oh,
And that was why she couldn't be on. But I'll reach out to her and see if Friday maybe there's some way she can take my place Friday since I stepped up and took hers tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do it. Yeah, we could do that, right? See if
that, or you can even see if little bit, or that your champion could make it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Nikki Victory. Y'all would really like her. She's out. I don't know exactly what matches Henry sent y'all or you since Geek hadn't saw them yet.
Yeah.
But was Nikki Victory on any of them?
Yes, she was on the third one. She was on the
Okay.
third video. I tried to text
I
it
gotta
to
watch
Geek.
the
He
rest
said
of
she
that.
won't.
But she's an outstanding young talent. I look for her to probably go somewhere someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Again,
great
thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time out on the last minute. Me and Joe really appreciate it. By the way,
You know, I love wrestling. It's been good to me. I've made a lot of friends and hadn't made a lot of money, but I ain't gone broke either. So I'm ahead of a lot of them.
Yeah.
All right. So later.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You're welcome. Y'all have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow, what a great interview.
That was awesome. Such a good guy. And what a way to start Liberty Pro Week, right, Geek?
With the owner right there. Oh my God. That's how you start Liberty Pro Week right there.
That's how you start it right there.
But
I want to thank the owner of Liberty Pro Wrestling for taking his time out of his busy schedule to come on Dudes at Ringside. If you want to donate to us,
you can donate to us at http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside. http://streamlabs.com/dudes@ringside. Joe, take it away.
We will see you Wednesday night at 8 p.m. for who, Geek? Von English.
Von England.
Von England. See you Wednesday. Good night, everybody.